Hey everybody, how you doing today? I am Eric Anderson. This is the Grid Grooves channel, and I'm very excited and glad that I'm here, and I'm very excited and glad that you're here as well. Today I'm really excited about this idea of the grid groove, and yet at the same time I kind of had to adjust my course a little bit, because last week I was talking about, I posed the question, asked people if you felt like you were stuck in a rut, that you could play like those 2 or 3 rhythms that you naturally default to. And my thought process was, I'll show you more rhythms that you can add to your collection so you're able to default to a lot more stuff in your collection. But then as I thought more and more about it, I realized that it may actually be more practical, instead of showing you more rhythms, to actually do this instead. To show you some variations that you can add to the rhythms that you already play, so that you can actually blow up what you do without having to add more to it just yet. So this is what I mean. This is like the simple numbers thing. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that you have 3 rhythms that you naturally default to in the style of music that you like the most. So you have one ostinato that you use in each of those 3 rhythms. We'll say that it's the 8th note ostinato that I was using on the hi-hat. Now, what if you were to add 4 different ways of playing that 8th note ostinato, and that you were able to do those 4 different variations in all 3 of those rhythms? The fundamental truth is, you would still only be playing 3 rhythms, but the truth of music is that you would wind up having 15 different personalities, or 15 different grooves, or 15 different styles, or call it whatever you want. But I'll guarantee you that nobody in your band and nobody in the audience would notice that you're still only fundamentally playing the same 3 grooves, because you put so much more personality. Like, every groove now is going to have multiple personalities. Like, each one of your grooves can actually become schizophrenic, and it's actually a good thing for us. So let me show you how it's done. When I started this video, I was playing the grid groove that we had finished on last week, where the bass drum was playing 4 different rhythms that I was running through the 12-bar grid. The snare drum was on 2 and 4, and the hi-hat was playing 8th note ostinatos. So try adding these 4 different variations of the 8th note ostinato to the rhythms that you like to play, and let me know if this actually changes and really blows up the personality of your playing, even though you've not changed those fundamental rhythms you like to go to. The first one is going to be the 8th note ostinato with accents on the beat, right? So here's your beat. So here's the accents. Right? The second one is going to be those, still going to be on the beat, but you're actually going to open the hi-hat so it sound like this. The third one is all the 8th notes that are off the beat, or the offbeat 8th notes in the ostinato. So, and then you should be able to figure it out, that then we're going to open the hi-hat off the beat. So what I'm going to do here, right, is I'm going to start off with the on the beat variations first, with the accents, and then opening the hi-hat on the beat, as I run the bass drum through the same grid that I ran last week, and the snare drum is just going to stay on the backbeat. So here we go. Let's give this a try. I got my metronome set up. It's running at 100 beats a minute, because I just think it's a cool thing to work on the metronome. So 1, 2. there you go. There are two variations right there that can add so much personality and so much of a distinction between the fact that you're playing the same rhythm. People won't even notice it. It's what I call an audible illusion, which means that because your ears hear something different, you really think that the musician or the other person is doing something different, but that isn't necessarily the case for the most part. Like 95 to 98% of what I was doing was exactly the same thing that I did in the beginning of the video, and the little 1 to 3% difference was just in whether I played accents on the hi-hat or whether I opened the hi-hat on the beat. So now that we've looked at the on the beat variations, let's find out what the off the beat accent and off the beat opening the hi-hat sounds like as we run through the exact same grid a second time. So here we go. There it is, two more variations that you can add to those same three rhythms that you're notorious for playing, and you can add so much more personality to your rhythms, to your collection. So my friends, that's it right there. That's what I'm going to ask you to do, is just to do that. Instead of trying to add more rhythms to your collection, which we're going to get to in the future, try adding these 4 variations to your drum set rhythms that are built on the 8th note ostinato, as an example, and you will discover that you will go from 3 rhythms with an 8th note ostinato to a grand total of 15 different personalities when you add those 4 variations along with that original ostinato. So by having 15 different grooves, 15 different personalities, 15 different ways to just drive the band, or to kind of make it feel like things slow down, 15 different ways to make a song work with the same 3 rhythms that you're stuck in, you'll be amazed at how much more confidence the band will have. The way that when you open that hi-hat, the way that it changes how the band plays, the way that it changes the way that an audience will dance. It's a truly amazing thing. So before we even go after collections and adding rhythms and beats, which we're going to get to, just explore this. Stick with what you know and add variety and variation to the little that you know, and you will discover a whole new world of, it's a whole new world of rhythm, but it's much more the execution of what you already know than it is adding more new stuff. So this has been my goal for this video, is to share ideas that can help you blow up what you already play. So I gotta ask you, did I accomplish that? Did I actually give you some good ideas on ways that you can add variety and variation to your drum set rhythms with the hi-hat? If I did that, please do me a favor. Give me a like, give me a subscribe for sure, but mostly on the if I got it right side, share this with somebody else that plays drums that suffers in the same way you and I do, which is stuck with, we don't have enough beats that we can play. Share this idea with them and let them get something out of this as well. And because ultimately the purpose of this channel is to share information that will help my brothers and sisters that play drums get better and better as time goes on. If I did not hit the mark, and I'm cool with that, I'm very cool with that as a matter of fact, please leave me a question or a comment down below specifically addressing the issue that still does not make sense to you. Because I'll be more than happy to sit here and grind out more ideas and start to rethink the way that I present ideas so that I can answer your questions and address the things that you still don't quite understand, so that you can better understand it and so that you can take these ideas and run to your drum set and sit down and start to work on them because they make sense to you now. Because like I said just not long ago, the goal of these videos is to share ideas that will enable you and me both to become better and better at the craft and our art of playing drums. So that, my friends, is my rumor. I am sticking to it. I am Eric Anderson. This is the Grid Grooves channel. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. All right, bye.